Hello and welcome back to RokGypsy Plays Pokemon Yellow. This is episode 30 or part video 34 of the series. So yeah, in the last part, Squirty actually gained 2 levels, and I thought, alright, because he's such a disappointment in my Pokemon inventory, when I get the chance, I will rename him to something more fitting of his talents. So the past few days, I've been a little irritated because, I was doing some errands, and like while I'm driving, it's like people are just such a pain. Like I'm driving down a road, and it's not like, it's in a residential area, so it's like, all right. At the highest, it was like you can travel. You're allowed to go like 35 miles an hour. I don't know how that is in like kilometers per hour, but I live in the States, so miles per hour it is. And this person was tailgating me, and I'm just like, really, dude, you're tailgating me? This is a residential area. You're trying to like pass me in a residential area. The speed limit I know for this street is like 35 at this segment in time, but we're really close to like almost a school. So I'm like, whatever. You're tailgating me. You're a jerk. But I need to make a right turn. So I get a stop sign. I get on the right side. That person gets on my left, and then I'm like, I'm looking for I do the typical right, left, right maneuver that you do when you're turning. And I realized, okay, it's not a dude, it's a lady. And of course, she's blocking my line of sight. I'm like, oh, what a jerk. Jerk to the extreme. I'm like, this person is just the worst. And then, like, instead of she doesn't even look left. She doesn't do that maneuver. She's looking at me the whole time. So I do like, right, left, right. But when I do make my left, I'm like, great, she's in the way. And she's looking at me, and she's got the derpiest face. She drives off, and I know because I drive off at the same time. I'm like, all right, whatever. This person is, I was like, this person is the ugliest person I've seen in a while. And not because of like, she was probably relatively attractive. I say probably because the only reason she was unattractive is because she made like a white trash face, where it was like, and like it was like, oh, you see it in like women, like, not to be racist, not to be sexist, but like when a woman makes like a disgust face, they have like a certain way of doing it where they're like, they think they're high profile, and it's like, ugh. And they have that like squinty-ish like look at you, and then like they open their mouth. Their mouth is like a little bit open, it's like ugh, and then they raise their lip and stuff. It's it's that face that you see. It's like it's like a trashy woman face, and then like add the fact that she looked really stupid. Like she looked like she had some brain damage. You add that to her face, and that was the face of this woman, and it was like, A, you're not supposed to be driving around 40 miles an hour, because that was what I was driving, because she was driving that speed. And this is like, 35-mile speed limit, so it's like, it's probably fine, but it's like, you were tailgating me, so you're a jerk to begin with. And then she made that face, and I'm like, You have made yourself uglier. Like, I didn't make... Like, it's like, you have made yourself just repulsive. Like, not only by your actions, but by the way you have made yourself look. I'm like, you could have also, like, hurt somebody, because, like, she didn't look left when she went... So she went forward, and she didn't look, like, in any of the directions. She was just went straight forward. It's like, alright, great. Whatever, I don't care. You're not my problem. But it was like, you take an attractive woman and you add just like ignorance and stupidity, and then she becomes Like, it was amazing how ugly she became. I was very surprised by how, unintelligence and ignorance can cause someone who would have been, pretty okay looking, probably even attractive, like a positive, like, facial features. Yeah, I'll use the next Pokemon, whatever. Someone that is positive, just by her own, like, her doing something that you see in, like, movies, has made her become from a 7 to a 3. Like, out of 10. Obviously not out of 100. Because then it's like, well, whatever to them, What's the point? 3 versus 7, there's not much of a difference. But it was like, it's like, alright. Now you just made yourself seem like a classless. You seem like you are just, there's nothing special about you now. You've clearly shown that off. You are just normal. And not even like a good normal. Like, Pokemon has like normal types, and there's some pretty good normal Pokemon. No, she's not even worth that normal. She's like the worst of the normal. She only has 4 attacks. Tackle. What else do you have? She's like a Pokemon that only has Tackle, Growl, Leer, and Tail Whip as the moves, and that's all they learn. Like, those are the first 4 moves they learned, and then they don't learn anything until like 33. That's like the kind of like useless thing. I was like, alright. You are one of the reasons I'm like, humanity is lost. There's no saving you, and I'm not going to even bother trying. It would literally take a miracle. No, I don't want to talk to you again. No. Okay, misclick. There. So I'm going to stop what I was doing earlier. I'm going to switch you out with Blaster. Mainly because I want Blaster to evolve. And because Squirty is a constant stream of disappointment. And I am moving right now. I've had it with the Diglett Cave, and I want to train my Pokemon more. Yeah, that was just one of the things that like irritated me. But that wasn't the only person I ran into today that was annoying. There's another person. There was like, I don't know what's wrong with people with tailgating and not understanding what a speed limit is. Because I ran into someone today, and it was like, I'm driving down a road. It's residential again, which means 25 miles an hour, and the person is tailgating me, and I'm just like, really? Really? You couldn't, like, go back a little bit? You want to just, like, speed up? You think that's going to help? So, disappointingly, that person followed me for a little ways. But at least, like, it wasn't, like, it's not like that person followed me, like, for... Vulpix has a really nice color to it. That's a fine fox. Really like that color that Vulpix is putting on. But yeah, it's like, get off the road. I'm often like, I see people that like drive stupidly and that are just reckless, and I'm just like, you should be locked up locked up in your house. Someone should just put a collar on you, keep you in the house, and never let you outside. Because you are just harmful to society in general. Your contributions are generally negative and not worth mentioning. So please, get off the road or use Uber. Or Lyft, whichever one you prefer. I really couldn't care less. Though there seems to be more Lyft drivers than Uber drivers in my area. So, yeah, go use Lyft. Because it seems to be more easier to use. Or at least there's more Lyft than Uber drivers, so. Ditch your car. Remove your driver's license because you don't need it. For you, even living and saying you live in California is like more than good enough. And then just use Lyft because you are, reckless, irrational. You shouldn't be driving because you shouldn't have that license. No, I don't want to. That's also like one of the things that nowadays I'm like, in the past when I was younger, I was like, if you asked me like, what sort of superpower would you want? I'm just like, I probably would have said something like flying or something like that. Or like, let's see. It might have been something like, control over this, control over that. Like, I can shoot fireballs or lasers, stuff like that. Now I'm just like, other than teleportation. Because, like, one of the things I like is if I could choose, I would choose either teleportation or the portal power. Or, like, those infinite storage ones. Like, if you see in, like, the game, you have, like, item storage and stuff. If it had, like, a status menu, that would also be very, very useful. Like, if I had, like, a scan analysis status menu thing, that would be useful. Or if I had, like, teleportation or portal powers. Those are generally the ones I want. Portal powers and teleportation are pretty similar in general, but, like, I'd prefer portal powers because I really don't want to... Oh, there's an engineer. It's mainly because I don't want to teleport myself into a wall. If I had, like, portal powers, like, what I really want is to be able to just, like, set up a location. So, like, I have relatives in Taiwan, so I can set up a location at, like, my grandma's house, and one location to be at home. And one location to be, like, close to my church or something, So pretty much just, I would set up a bunch of locations in my area and in areas around me, so I would never need to use, like, public transport or just transport in general. I can move, like, very long distances very, very fast. Stuff like that. It's, like, more use, like, for me as opposed to, like... it's not, like, nowadays I'm like, no, I don't need, like, power of mass destruction. I just need power of convenience. Like, why would I need a car if I can, Well, I would still have a car, but... if I could teleport everywhere I go, and if it consumed calories, that would be the best. Like, another power I recently was like, this is a useless power for me, but it's more of just, like, for my own self, like, pleasure, is the power to take away people's, like, driver's licenses. Like, if I'm driving down the road and I see, like, if someone, like, I see, like, a bad driver, I can just, like, use my power to, remove their driver's license and stuff, and that'd be great. What I really want is to, like, have... It's sort of like a two-part method. The first one's, like, I would see the person driving terribly, and then I would activate my powers on the driver. And just, like, what I want is the power to, like... It doesn't steal the driver's license, but what it does is, like, it makes, like, the driver's license, like, a blank slate. And it just has, like, the number of, like, days that counts down until they can use it again. I'm just like, that would be a great power to have. Though with all powers, I'd probably abuse it in some way, shape, or form. Though, the portal power is probably something that would have been very, very useful very, very recently. So, a couple days ago, or actually no, in my previous video I mentioned about, like, helping my sister out. So I was helping her pick up some stuff from an auction, and the portal power, or, like, the inventory space power, would have been very useful then, because then I could just, if I could just suck up everything, or, like, into, like, the inventory, then it's like, I don't need to take it out. I can just put it all in the inventory. I don't have to worry about it breaking and stuff. And then, I can go on my merry way and not have to worry about it. So yeah, the inventory space is one that I really want. Sort of like, you don't realize how useful the status screen is until you don't have one. and you don't, or like you don't realize how useful it is until you have one, and you realize what you can unlock with it. So yeah, which is why, like, you know, I'm reading The Gamer. I haven't caught up on all of it yet, because the problem with The Gamer is, like, it doesn't release, like, frequently. Like, they'll take, like, hiatuses and stuff, so it's like, alright, whatever. But, it's like, one of the things is, like, the Gamer ability is really OP, and it's just one of the ones I would really want to have. But yeah, that's going to be it for this part. Stay tuned for more, essentially. I'll try to get out more Pokemon videos, because those seem to be the more popular ones, but I don't know. I just want to play more Final Fantasy. I just can't, like, there are things I want to do that I don't get to do, and I'm like, I should record instead. Like, watch anime. Oh well. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel for more content. I post videos every day, so yeah. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!